What is up, guys, and welcome to Real Fun Times. I am Snoelle.
I'm the doctor.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody? How are you?
Oh my goodness, so awesome. I just got back from hanging out with my family and seeing my sister, who's visiting from Dubai.
Right.
So that was amazing. Too short, but
always.
You know, we're adults now. We gotta work and stuff. But yeah, had a great time. Excited about tonight. And how about you?
Good weekend. Hung out with my best friend Melissa on Friday night. She came over and she
believe the correct term is biffle.
My biffle Melissa. She brought sushi from this place that we really love in town.
Nice.
And we had wine and talked.
What kind of sushi did you have?
Several different kinds. One called like a Black Widow, so it was like a
Halloween theme?
No. Oh, I did have a Darth Vader, which has got black rice.
I like that. That's in theme with this evening.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I had a smattering of different fishes. And then last night had friends over, watched some movies, made my sheet pan nachos. They were a big hit.
Rose loves those.
So I feel like I'm making those a lot coming up.
Yeah, it's nacho season.
Yeah, I did some stuff on the house today, and here we are.
Oh, you had a bit of a switch, right?
I did, yeah. All the
switching themes.
All the Halloween stuff has come down. All the Thanksgiving stuff has gone up because I host every year. And then the day after Thanksgiving will be a mad 2-day rush to put up all of my excessive amounts of Christmas stuff.
You're very careful about your time frame with this stuff. You don't give yourself much wiggle room.
No.
It's got to be...
I find I work better that way.
Yeah.
And I'm more apt, because I'm a procrastinator by nature.
Samesies.
And so if I put myself within these really limited time frames, then...
You nail it.
Yeah.
Every time?
Boom.
Boom, boom. That's awesome. Well, I think we should go into your live watch intro.
I think that we should.
Let's do it.
Tonight's film is Masters of the Universe from 1987. Warrior He-Man and his sidekick seek a cosmic key to free a sorceress from Skeletor.
He-Man!
I love this movie so much.
You know what I'm realizing? I don't recall anything.
Shut up.
Not a goddamn thing.
That makes me so much happy.
It's possible.
So much happy.
That's so much happy.
It's my first week here.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I may have never even seen it.
What?
And my excitement has quadrupled.
Oh my god. Now mine has also.
8 tuplets?
John and Kate plus 8. Here we go.
Minus John.
Ew. Gross. Mine is Kate. Fuck that.
She's the worst.
The worst.
Mega Karen.
People should have been calling them Kates, not Karens.
Right? She even had the hair.
Yeah, like she invented
like
that hair.
An aggressive...
So aggressive.
It says, "Where's the manager?"
You about got mad thinking it was my phone ringing again. I
Livid,
saw
furious.
your face. I turned it on silent like 5 minutes after you got here. So the other night we were recording and I had forgotten. We were doing our live watch clearly. And I had forgotten to silence my phone. And my beautiful, wonderful mom called me. And I was shot the look of death.
I even had words to say that you did not hear on the live watch, where I really gave it to her. And then how did you retort? Cindy's trying to tell you she loves you.
I was like, my mom says she loves you.
Then who felt like a giant douchebag? That's me, folks. Ring-a-ding-ding. Oh, man. So, Masters of the Universe. You know, I thought I knew about this stuff, but I think what actually happened is I saw a couple of episodes of the cartoon when I was a kid. So I remember vividly He-Man, his weird blonde haircut, and his giant sword, and a little bit of Skeletor in his purple garb is what I recall.
He actually has in the show. He's actually got kind of like blue tinted skin.
Oh, maybe it's a blue. Oh,
because it's actually his skin.
A blue hue.
Yes.
Okay. And then as we went through this experience, I realized I didn't know anything about it, but really enjoyed watching it for sure. which I think we should go to your cast talk because you've got some fun factoids for us, I imagine.
I do, indeed. And one thing, just kind of to piggyback off what you were saying, is as far as one of the reasons I think this movie gets, or I know this movie gets so much hate, is that everybody's like, it's not like the cartoons. Well, it was actually based off of the action figures, which came out before the cartoon ever. This is at a time.
So the toy came first.
Yeah, so it's not like today where you have like a, I don't even.
Is that what
like
happened with Transformers?
I don't recall, honestly. I mean, I remember being a huge fan of the cartoon when I was little, but I don't know.
The origins.
No, I can't remember.
Sure. That's okay, especially since we're not doing that movie.
Right. Wait, we're not? What? Oh, my notes. And in the original kind of He-Man backstory for the action figures, he was, I don't want to say he was a Conan the Barbarian-like character, but he was a barbarian-esque character. Loincloth, it was definitely...
I definitely got hints of Conan off of this, for sure.
Oh.
But I wouldn't know what came first.
Chicken or the egg, you know? But yes, but the 80s was, again, a very, very different time where they would actually come out with these action figures, and they did it because of Star Wars. Star Wars was just so big. I'm like, we got to come out with something else.
I could see that it was a huge influence here. I think we talked about that at least.
Couple times. So anyway, so let's talk about some of the ratings. IMDb gives Masters of the Universe 5.4 out of 10 stars.
Okay.
Amazon 4.5 out of 5.
Again,
which I feel like all the time. But you know, I was thinking about it. I don't think I said it last time. I think it's people who want to watch these movies.
Absolutely. So they're going to give it a high rating.
Right. And so I think it's definitely going to be skewed in a way that not everything the other ones are.
That's certainly what the pattern has been.
Yeah. We're like, what do you mean it's got this many stars? Rotten Tomatoes, 17% on the tomato meter.
Rotten
with a 40% audience score.
Say it isn't so. That's way below what I would have imagined.
Yeah, I agreed. Let's talk about our cast of characters.
So many wonderful characters.
Dolph Lundgren plays He-Man.
Boy, does he.
The Doctor thoroughly enjoyed
Guys,
a 30-year-old Dolph Lundgren.
I have a little crush.
He actually, his English, when he started the role, they were going to dub him with an American character.
I could see why.
Voice actor. And he had it in his contract. He's like, if I get my English good enough, you have to let me do it. And they ended up running behind as far as filming. So he
got some extra time.
Yeah, and he actually...
I'm glad they left it in, though, because it gave a charm to it.
Mm-hmm, for sure. But he has been in Rocky V. He was actually the first Punisher on screen in 1989. So he actually...
Really?
Yeah.
Before Jane?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Universal Soldier, Regeneration, Johnny Mnemonic, Expendables 1, 2, and 3. A movie that I want to put on our list at some point, Shark Lake.
Oh, I think I'm familiar with that and also want that.
And he was in Sharknado 5.
Was he?
Mm-hmm. And then he was also in Aquaman. He's got...
Who was he in Aquaman? Because I saw that with Momoa. Another one I like. Oh, my goodness.
He was one of the...
He was an undersea creature?
Yeah, he was an undersea dude. He was one of the
I've got to rewatch that just for that.
That movie was so...
Flapping his little fins.
God, so bad. I could not. I hated that movie so much. And I wanted to like it so bad.
Yeah, I could
But
see
it
that.
was just another one of those just CGI...
Explosion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it should go on the list.
It could.
Methinks, perhaps.
We had Frank Langella playing Skeletor.
Who's that?
You would 100% know his face.
Okay.
He's been acting for years and years and years. Initially, one of the things he was best known for, he played Zorro in the 1974 Mark of Zorro. He was Dracula in the 1979 Dracula.
Wow.
He was in Brain Scan. He was in Small Soldiers. He was a voice. The Ninth Gate, which is one of my all-time favorite movies with Johnny Depp, when he's looking for that book written by the devil.
Horror film.
I love that movie. Good Night and Good Luck, Frost Nixon, he played Nixon. The Tale of Despero, about the mouse with the great big little ears.
Oh,
I love that movie so much.
It's a great movie.
Such a cute movie.
So cute.
The Americans, he actually had...
love that show.
He had a recurring role in there for, I think it was like 31 episodes or something.
Grade A, then I know this guy, I just don't know that I know this guy.
And most recently in The Trial of the Chicago 7, which was a TV thing.
I think it's on Netflix now.
Okay. But yeah, he's got a long storied career. Frank Langella, and he actually was thrilled to be Skeletor. He said it was like they asked him, and he didn't even have to think about it because his son was such a huge fan of, and would run around the house, saying I had the power, and he was like, of course I'm going to be this.
Yeah. So I enjoyed him. I think he did well.
He did a great job.
He sold it 100%. I can't now think of someone else that would have done better.
Meg Foster played Evil-Lyn, who, as I said many times, is my bitch.
Yeah. The cartoon one.
The cartoon one. Now, the woman that played her, Meg Foster, everybody thought that those were contacts. They're not. Those are her real eyes. And she has, I guess, naturally very tiny pupils. And so people thought that was a special effect they had done.
Sure.
That's why she gets cast in so much sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
But she's done
penetrating gaze.
And her costume apparently weighed 45 pounds and was leaving like bruises on her
Lord.
like stomach, and it was, and that's why she was never.
That's why she's so grumpy all the time.
She was in tons of one-offs on TV shows: Hawaii Five-0, $6 Million Man, Cagney and Lacey, Miami Vice, a lot of 80s shows. My 80s babies will, and before they'll get it. The ones from the last 20 years. I'm like, what?
I don't.
She had a 5-episode arc on the show The Originals, which I think is a vampire show.
I think I've heard of that stuff, but I've never been in it.
Yeah.
Or into it. Definitely not in it.
You weren't in the show?
I was busy.
I had to tell them no.
Yeah, no. Maybe next year.
As far as films, a couple of big things is They Live, Lords of Salem, which she did full frontal in a couple years ago.
Oh my.
And I have to say, and I always hate to say, like, oh, she looks good for her age. Like, you're not supposed to look at in your 50s the way you did in your 20s and 30s. Like, that's not
natural.
real. But her body's still sick. I mean, I was like,
good for you.
I remember seeing her face, and I was like, why do I know her? And I was like, oh, vagina.
Oh.
I was so surprised. It was
vagina shock. It'll get you every time.
She was in Jeepers Creepers 3, and most recently a movie called There's No Such Thing as Vampires.
But I bet there are.
I bet you there are.
I bet you.
I've done research. So we had Billy Barty playing Gwildor, who was our Tiny Tawny.
Tiny Tawny, my favorite.
He had a lot of TV shows underneath his belt: Love, American Style, The Waltons, The Bugaloos, which was, I think, a children's show.
Okay.
Chips. And then he was in UHF, Willow, as far as movies. Sadly, he passed away right before Christmas in 2000.
Oh, too bad.
But he was, like, I think 76, so hopefully he had
that's it's not bad.
Courtney Cox. So she played Julie. So this was
I was blown away by her because she looked so baby
such a baby.
young.
She was like 21, 22.
No.
Yeah.
No way she looked 14 or 15.
Yeah, 21,
and
22.
She's playing, what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
Right after high school?
Mm-hmm. I think 17, 18, I guess that's...
I guess that's better.
I mean...
she was super smart.
Obviously, Friends, The Scream...
Friends? I'm sorry, I don't
watch that show. I don't know. I didn't...
You won't be there for me?
I'll be there for you, personally.
I'll be there for you, too.
I hate you.
I baited you right into it.
You did. It makes me so mad.
I feel so dirty.
She was in the show Cougar Town. She was actually on, I think, As the World Turns, which is a...
Okay. Soap opera.
Mm-hmm. But Dancing in the Dark, the Bruce Springsteen video, which is...
We were supposed to watch that because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, she's got a
Maybe
terrible
let's watch
haircut.
It after this one.
Masters of the Universe is her second movie. I thought it was her first. I was incorrect. It was her second film. The first one was called Down Twisted. And then I just wanted to, because we talked about him, because she's like, isn't this a guy? Isn't this a guy? Her boyfriend, Kevin. And I was like, it's not a guy. It's not who you thought. However, you may know his face because he was in 170 episodes of Star Trek Voyager.
That's why
you know him. Yeah, that's why, and I don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was Lieutenant Tom Paris.
Boom, boom, brain exploding.
John Cypher was Man at Arms. Chelsea Field was Tila, and then our detective was James Tolkien, who as soon as we both saw him, you were like, it's that guy, and he has kind of carved out a niche role for himself because he kind of plays the same character in every movie. He's always a hard ass. He's kind of always like a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I feel like in some of his roles he does play that I'm a jerk, but I'm also kind of lovable.
Jerk with the heart of gold.
If you will. But in some of the biggest movies of the 80s, he was in Serpico, or in 70s, Serpico, Amityville Horror, War Games, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, Top Gun.
Yes, he was the principal.
And then most recently, he was...
Top Gun, yes, absolutely. It's all coming back.
Most recently, and it hasn't done anything since then, he was in a Kurt Russell movie called Bone Tomahawk, which actually our boy Bish, who runs the blog Cinema Aficionado, we follow him on Instagram. He's been such a huge supporter.
You're
Bish,
awesome.
thank
I don't
you.
know you yet, but 2 thumbs way up.
He's great, but he always has a lot of... he just reviewed this movie, and I'd never heard of it, and it's just so funny that I happened to see that old boy was in it. But Bish always gives very thoughtful reviews and takes on things, and he's a pretty awesome dancer. So
hey, into that.
So yeah, check him out, Cinema Aficionado on
check that out, guys.
Instagram. That is it for my cast talk for today.
Oh man, golden.
Thank
Loved
you.
every second.
Thank you.
Would do it again in a heartbeat. 5 stars.
5 stars.
I recommend. Thank you, Snowy, man. That was great. So that's going to take us to our first live watch, and we're calling this one Stolen Credits. There doesn't need to be a big setup here, because guess what? It's the opening credits. She's just talking about... It's very Superman-y. Straight up ripoff, right?
Oh, there's a lot of ripoffs in this movie.
Courtney Cox.
Oh, that is super...
It's bad. This is a bad ripoff.
I don't think I ever realized that. Like,
even the way the
Tommy's cousin,
Evil-Lyn, I like that.
Evil-Lyn's my bitch. I've gotten Evil-Lyn Funko Pop in there.
Nice.
Evil-Lyn's that's my homegirl. Not necessarily
Funko Pop.
I know. Also, me and the bad guy. I was like, oh my god, yes. But not this version of Evil-Lyn. It's the cartoon version that I love so well.
I hate these credits.
I like the light. I don't mind them.
All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, Darth Vader?
Exactly.
A shitload of Darth Vaders? It's a great start.
Darth Vader answers to Skeletor.
Well, he's the Emperor. I didn't love this Evil-Lyn, but I kind of want to check out your Evil-Lyn that you love so much. What was the difference?
First of all, the outfit was totally different.
Okay.
And she had this crazy headpiece on. Now, much like the one in the movie, you never get to see her hair. Okay. But she has this awesome like black and purple and kind of bluish outfit.
She's got a good attitude.
And and especially I will say in the cartoons, all of the women are built like brick shit houses. Like they all
shit houses.
Okay, that's a brick brick house. You've heard the song. Like
I've heard the brick house. I had missed the shit part.
Yeah. So these women, like they all have like they're all muscular but super hourglassy with like great big boobs and butts. And I feel like that kind of ruined me because when I was a kid, I was like, that's what.
It's just like a cartoon.
Wow. That is not...
These were real life. So, of course, it was confusing.
No, but just watching the cartoons... but Evil-Lyn was just... She was such a bad bitch. And you could tell, there's always... She was in love with Skeletor, but she was also like, I'm going to do my thing. And she wasn't necessarily inherently, I don't think, particularly this version in the movie, a bad character. She had...
She wanted to do her own thing.
Yeah, she aligned with who she aligned with because to get her to where she wanted to go, and she's like, "This is who I think can get me the furthest."
Gotcha. I like that. I'm gonna have to check out a couple episodes as an adult.
You should
check it out.
Hear Skeletor's hilarious voice.
And that's gonna take us to our next live watch clip, and we're calling this one "Hello, Nurse." And what's going on here?
Pretty much the Doctor sees He-Man for the first time.
Oh boy. I'm instant fan.
And like we're talking about something else is going on, and then all of a sudden He-Man pops up onto the screen and she just stops dead and she's ready to talk about him.
Yeah, so in the movie, Skeletor is doing a hostile takeover of
He has captured the sorceress.
Castle.
Castle Grayskull.
and he's got the sorceress. This place rightfully belongs to He-Man?
Yes.
He's the prince?
He is. But they never, in the movie, unfortunately, that's the whole differentiation between that and the action figures and the cartoons. They never say this is his castle, but it is. Castle Grayskull is...
It's known.
Yeah.
It's known. Okay, and I loved it. I
Super.
really liked a lot of what this movie had going with the effects, with the makeup. Not all the effects. They weren't all winners, but a pretty good ratio. And so Skeletor's making himself at home, right? He's got that lady with the cool hair, and he's decreed that anyone that doesn't bow to him, they're pretty much gonna...
They're gonna die.
They're gonna bite the dust.
Let this be my first decree. Those who do not pledge themselves to me shall be destroyed.
Those who do not pledge themselves to me shall be destroyed.
I'd be fucked if I was part of this universe because I can't understand him. So even if I...
Fucking
hello,
He-Man.
He-Man.
Prince Adam.
Auga.
Wow.
It's such a bad ripoff of Darth Vader. Like, it's blatant. Did they mean to?
Of what? Of which
Of Darth Vader. That costume is straight a billion Darth Vader.
I want to tell you that...
Whoa, there's so much going on in this. What universe is this? There's lasers!
I have so much to tell you.
Sword? Snowy, we didn't talk about the Darth Vaders.
We didn't. And
were there Darth Vaders in the comic? Or the...
No. Here's the thing. Mattel, who owns the rights to He-Man, said that He-Man could not kill anyone on screen in this movie. So all of those Darth Vaders are actually robots.
They're supposed to be robots.
They're supposed to be robots.
And these robots have lasers? Now, were there lasers in the comic?
So actually, I'd kind of... It's this weird combo of swordsmanship and sci-fi.
Yes, I was confused by it as well.
But it actually...
It works.
But it actually, in the cartoons, there is...
Well, I didn't catch on to the fact that his giant sword is magical.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's running around and there's Darth Vader's lasering him, I was like, that's a regular ass sword, man. It's not even a lightsaber. Like, I don't understand what's happening.
How can that regular ass sword even pretend to stand up to all these Darth Vaders?
Sure, it's big. And I like to watch him hold it.
It looks big.
But
she'd like to help him return it to its sheath. Let me pull it out of its sheath.
I'm embarrassing myself with how much I like this guy. Oh, man. So that's going to take us to our next one. And we're calling this one Tiny Tawny's Lazy Eye. He-Man and his buddies, Man-in-Arms?
Man-at-Arms.
First, guys, I couldn't hear what was happening or B, understand most of it. Particularly Skeletor, but also He-Man and Tiny Tawny. So Man-at-Arms and his daughter Teela, they run across some Darth Vaders that have captured this Tiny Tawny creature.
Right. And we'll get to why we call it Tiny Tawny.
Tiny Tawny's really good at making stuff.
Yeah, he's
a creator.
He's an inventor, and he has come up with, oh God, what does he call the key?
I called it the magical key throughout. And so they go to his house?
Yeah, he's like, they rescue him, and he's in like a little sack. And Man-at-Arms is like, any foe of Skeletor's is a homie of mine.
Yeah.
And then he was like, sweet, let's go to the crib. Yeah. And that's exactly what they do. And they're all kind of like, what are we doing? And he's like, I created this magical thing.
That's right. And it can take you anywhere, anytime. It's pretty fucking rad.
It is.
So they're hanging out there, talking shit about Skeletor, and the Darts find them. And then they go to a magical back door that takes them back to the castle?
Aren't all back doors magical?
Oh my. Well, I'm going to say no.
That's a very fair point.
Hell of a lazy eye, you know. Oh, good lord. Well, that's fucking rad.
One simply computes gravity.
Sure, whatever, but we can go anywhere.
I want to see a dinosaur.
So bad.
You little worm. That's right. How could I
I
know?
love how he's talking to
We
Tila
Nickelodeons are
over here.
A woman came to see me. She stole the key.
Gwildor.
They've done great work with the
Certainly. If we disturb
I
the
mean, the
melancholic
makeup
way,
Makeup.
Skeletor's key will locate us.
except for the movement of the mouth.
He's already located us.
The Darths found you. Hey, it's Morgan. Her outfit is snug. I can't. What? Where does it lead?
To the caverns under Grayskull.
Right.
He doesn't like adventures.
I love adventures.
I'd say I'm somewhere in the middle.
I think that I like to think I love adventure, but when it comes right down to the actual adventuring, I'm less enthusiastic.
I feel that.
Let's talk about the adventure. That's fun. The group tries to free the captured sorceress, right? They find this tunnel that leads them right into the castle, the magic tunnel. Everything about Tiny Tawny is magical.
Indeed.
But they're stopped by Skeletor and the gang. And a fight breaks out. Evil-Lyn realizes that Tiny Tawny has a magic key. What he told us at his house is that Skeletor had made him make this key, but he made a second one and didn't tell them. So while they're in the castle, they figure that out, and they're pretty pissed off about it.
How dare he?
Evil-Lyn and Skeletor. That's going to take us to our next one, and we're calling this one Doctor and Snow equals Tiny Tawny in Man-at-Arms. The group escapes by using the second key. They can't be traced because some jargon, until they play it again. And they land in a strange place and encounter a strange creature.
What's your plan?
When we find the key, Gwildor will set the coordinates for Grayskull. We'll use the element of surprise.
Oh, sure. We'll drop right into the throne room. Fight off 2,000 or 3,000 of Skeletor's crack troops, break into the force field, and free the sorceress.
Right.
Oh my god, I am Man-at-Arms.
You definitely are.
So it's super weird that I want to fuck Tila. That's his daughter, right?
Good. Okay, that makes more sense. I was
his
like,
daughter.
I don't know that he'd mind. He would mind. Good journey. Is
Good
that
journey.
what they're saying to each
yeah,
other?
yeah. You don't say goodbye. You say good journey.
We're starting that immediately. Oh my God! Look at little Courtney Cox.
Her cute little freckles. I had freckles when I
Is
was
she
young.
12 here?
She's young. I think this is after the Bruce
Is this her
Springsteen
very
video.
first movie?
I believe so.
I'm gonna buy you that hat.
Thank you. Oh my god, when I was in college, I had a snakeskin velvet cowboy hat.
I completely forgot. What was it? Safe journey?
Good journey.
Good journey.
Don't say goodbye.
Never.
Say good journey.
I love that. I'm definitely adopting that. That's great.
You're gonna be at Burger King being like, good journey. They're gonna
It's
be
very
like,
close
what?
to Safe Soul's journey. Might get them confused, but
Right.
I like that vibe. I like that journey vibe.
I worked in hotels for a really long time. And they had this ridiculous set of things they wanted us to say to people. So instead of saying, have a nice day, they wanted you to go up to a guest at the end and go, enjoy your journey. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking say that. Because I'm not an
Enjoy your-
asshole. It was
No
a corporate,
way.
but there were all
That's-
kinds of phrases they wanted you to use. But I don't, that one sticks out more than anything else. Enjoy your journey.
Absolutely.
And I remember hearing one of my, cause I was the outlet manager, so I ran all the different bars, restaurants within the hotel.
That's cool.
And I remember one of my staff touching the shoulder of a patron and saying, "Enjoy your journey." And I was like, "Bitch, never do that again." Like, I appreciate
Touching
you.
the arm too. That's
It was
bold.
serious. Like, she was,
It was both.
"Enjoy the
It's
journey.
the 1-2.
Enjoy your journey."
1-2 step.
All right, Sierra. I see you.
Oh man, that's great. That's gonna take us to our next one. And we're calling this one Orc Daddy a slap at the base. What's going on here, Snow?
We see Orc Daddy for the first time. Or this is the second time
We've
we've seen him.
seen him
We've
briefly.
Yes.
But here it's longer.
We call it a glamorous glimpse of him before. And the doctor makes the incredibly astute observation that he looks like the original orc, but with much more fabulous hair.
Boy, was it.
I mean,
I'm jealous of
it's
it.
big. It's big and it's slicked back, but voluminous and doesn't look greasy all at the same
Beautifully
time.
white.
Yeah, I mean, just and
Not a
the-
hair out of place.
And it's like his face is almost a little bit like a fucked up cat face,
Definitely.
but orky. And he's very short. He's very small.
So tiny.
And we call him Orc Daddy.
Yes, we both love the Orc Daddy. Skeletor, not so much. I mean, he's part of his grandiose, the best
Yeah.
warriors, but he
Top
talks
four.
a lot of shit. He
does.
He has no
He
respect
can
for
barely open his mouth, and he has a lot to say.
So much to say. Oh my God! Can you dictate? I don't. I'm gonna need a memo. What were the minutes? So yeah, pretty much. Courtney Cox has decided that she's gonna leave town, right?
Her parents are dead.
Tell us about that,
They
because I
died.
feel like I completely missed that. In fact, you said in the live watch, "Did you understand?"
You gotta watch out.
And I said, "No comprende," because it's been a
And I
doozy
said,
for
"Por
me.
qué?"
It's been hard to understand, and then when they did speak, it was jarbled. I had a hard time.
So we meet Courtney Cox's character. She and her boyfriend, they're kind of going around town. Obviously, it's her last day at work. She is leaving town. Her parents have previously, a while back, died in a plane crash where her father was the pilot, because she said that she didn't want to go with them to the beach like they'd planned, because she wanted to go hang out with her boyfriend.
It's her fault. I mean, that's what I got.
Yes.
She feels bad for a reason.
That's incredible.
She's a cold-hearted murderer.
If you ever need someone to pep up your kids, the doctor's for hire.
That's me. Hey, kid, you killed your folks.
You should feel bad, you little shit.
Bummer. You're an orphan now, Annie.
Hard knock life indeed.
Oh, fantastic.
So and her boyfriend is a
What was
musician
the boyfriend's
in
name?
Kevin.
Because throughout the notes, guess what I called him?
Boyfriend?
BF. Couldn't think of Cox's name. That's why I called her Cox.
Julie.
Good to know. I'm on top of it. Per usual. So what's going on with these two lovebirds? He's kind of bummed out she's leaving, right?
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. They're about to graduate. She's gonna miss it. He's taken her to, I guess, like the high school gym, because him and his band are gonna play.
That's right. He's a musician, which comes into play later.
Yes, and they have found.
That's right, because the group lands in this strange land, and it happens to be the U.S. of A.
Right.
And the strange creature was what?
A cow.
Adorable
It was so cute.
cow. Tiny Tawny was like, "Oh shit, what is that?"
I think me and Orm's gonna like fuck it up, and then
For sure.
and then they were like, "Oh sweet, wait, this is a good creature."
Seems fine.
Yeah. Skeletor has got his 4 best warriors. Evil-Lyn was like, "I got your 4 best guys. We're gonna send
These
them."
guys were hilarious. It doesn't stop at Orc Daddy. There was a werewolf.
There was Blade.
Oh, Blade!
Who I think Blade was your favorite. I think.
Loved everything Blade.
Fun fact: so there's a point where he and He-Man are fighting, and he says, "I've been waiting for this."
He sure does.
It's because that he's wearing a funky eye patch. And it's because He-Man had taken out his eye in a previous battle.
Oh, shit! A little history there between He-Man and the Blade.
So he was like... So yeah, they have found the magic portal key.
The two humans.
Yeah, the humans have
so
found...
what did they do immediately with the portal key? Let's play it. Let's touch this.
This is in a big crater.
I called it the anal probe.
Yeah.
So they got to this land, the Masters of the Universe, because Tiny Tawny, in a desperate attempt to get out of there, just starts touching notes.
Yeah.
And it transports them to Earth.
So now they've split up. Everybody's looking for all the Masters are looking
Everyone
for the
wants
key.
the anal probe.
Everybody wants the anal probe.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Out of my mouth.
How great would it be if he started playing the drums?
I would totally go to that band. Kind of like Guar almost.
Animal. There's no way she makes it out of this.
I've got you, pretty, he says. Like, that's a little... Do they have Wizard of Oz on Eternia?
That's what I was thinking. Oh, shit. That was a hot move, Blade. These 4 warriors can't capture a teenager.
They're used to Eternia teenagers. They're not used to American teenagers.
America!
Yeah. God, such a great movie. They're just gonna burn that school to the ground.
No babes. The band's like, what?
My mom bought me that drum set.
But my snare.
He-Man's
I was
running
wondering when He-Man was gonna fucking show up. This is your movie.
I could not have gotten through that.
At all. I'm dead. Immediately. First, I can't run. Well, I can, but I'm not done.
Blade just ripped through that.
With his mighty blades.
Yep. Like, why do you guys think that she's the...
These guys suck. I can't believe they're
No
the best
common
bounty
sense.
hunters.
Like,
It's all right.
Well...
I don't know how to describe it.
She fell into his arms so quick.
I mean, if I had just seen
I
those
do not
things...
blame her.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
wanna
was the first
fall
human
right
I'd seen.
into
I'd
those
be like,
cracks.
all right. I'm so confused and helpless. I feel like Orc Daddy should have been a member of like an 80s hair band.
But only the singer. Like, you
Oh,
can't play any
I was gonna
instruments.
say like guitar, just
The
super.
bass?
Yeah. Just don't, they don't say anything about it.
Stares at you. A slap of the bass.
So yeah,
So they end up at her restaurant, the Masters of the Universe, end up at the barbecue shack.
the Johnny's Rib Shack and chicken or
The couple are off playing with the magical key, and because they played with it, the bad guys know exactly where to find
they're
it.
like, got it, nailed it.
So Courtney Cox and the boyfriend are in the gymnasium, and he's like, I'm gonna go sell this thing because it's got to be worth something. When they touched it, beautiful sounds came out, and also lights.
Light show.
Yeah, it's one of a kind instrument for sure. I don't know that I would pawn it, but he really wanted the cash.
I don't know that I want to keep it either.
Good point. See, this is why I would die first. Oh, man. So he's like, I'll be back. You hang out here. Wait for the band. While she's waiting, the 4 bad guys come and attack.
They fuck up the janitor.
But that's it. There was like 4 dudes against Courtney Cox, and she somehow survived.
They're Skeletor's best guys. Don't forget it.
That's it. And that brings us to our next one. And we're calling this one Sharpen My Tips. This is where we meet who I'm calling the commish. Who could that be?
That's our bald detective.
Yeah, because basically the gym gets destroyed. and Cox runs into He-Man for the first time.
Wait, and we're not going to play that bit, are we?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
possibly.
I love that you were Courtney Cox. She's running from these 4 like freaky looking creatures.
They're
And,
not
like,
normal.
Like none of them, and only one looks like a human. The rest are like straight up creatures.
Yeah,
right?
the werewolf,
like Beast
the
Man,
yeah.
and then the other kind of merman-ish.
Right. And
And,
Blade.
yeah, or,
He's
Orc
the most
Daddy,
normal
like yeah,
of them all.
exactly. They're not fast. They feel I feel like they're confused. But she runs into He-Man and just collapses into his big strong arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you were so upset by that. You were like, she don't know him. And I was like, this is the first human she's seen in a minute.
You
feel
were very sympathetic, and I was like, get off my man. That's my He-Man.
Look, I was trying to fall into Tila's arms, okay? Like...
He-Man discovers that the key is with Cox's boyfriend, right? She's like,
She's like, I have seen that.
We know
thing.
that anal probe, and I can take you to it. Because he's like, we got to get home. He kind of tells her the story. She completely sympathizes with him. Who wouldn't? And Skeletor and Evil-Lyn, they have a little bit of a seduction session back at the old Grayskull. Oh, they're close.
There's a lot of really good fan fiction about the two of them together.
I love his silver nail tips.
For you to look.
Yes, he is acquainted with her.
Yeah.
And that much
Biblically.
Oh, he wants to break it.
It's like their foreplay almost.
A little
like,
bit. I want him
about-
broken.
Talk about killing He-Man and
File my tips. Here's the thing, boss. We came
about
up
that.
empty.
he's got a burned ass face from ammonia.
Able to take possession.
Not a hair out of place. Orc Daddy.
He likes that Aquafina. Oh, he's not sure where he's at.
Skeletor's pissed.
It's hard to tell. He looks the same a lot. He looked just like that when he was seducing that lady. Skeletor and Evil-Lyn. Now tell me, are they officially a couple?
No.
So tell me about this fan fiction.
It's filthy and I fucking love it.
Did you write it?
I could. Look out for me on Literotica. There's always such a palpable thing, particularly from Evil-Lyn's side, throughout.
Her wanting Skeletor?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely...
And I could see that tone from the movie slightly, as in, she didn't seem that hungry for him, but he did not seem hungry for her.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's like Skeletor will be like, yeah, like, I'll hit that, but at the end of the day, all I care about is the domination of He-Man, of Eternia, of...
He really needed He-Man to bow to him. That's
He
all I
did.
recall.
He-Man on
Like,
his knees in
he's
front of them. That's what I heard.
really...
Maybe that's why he's not interested in Evil-Lyn.
Not gonna be satisfied. Until He-Man... And hey,
Now, would you be satisfied if He-Man was on his knees in front of you?
Good Lord. This podcast is going to take a turn.
It's literally, this whole podcast is just about sex.
Which brings us to our next one. This should calm things down a bit because this one's called Mom?
Oh.
What's going on here?
Everybody has found one another. The commish has met the boyfriend. He is like, we're going to go to your girlfriend's house, and we're going to see if she's okay.
So the boyfriend goes to the music shop to pawn this thing, right? His buddy's all about it. And then over the CB
Cops
radio...
are like flying by. He's like, the world's fucking falling apart out there.
Over the CB radio, he hears that the high school's been hit. And he's like, shit, my girl's over there. and he runs to the high school.
Like a good boyfriend.
And that's where he runs into Kamish, and Kamish is instantly like, you have something to do with this. You're coming with me. We're going to figure this out.
Like, automatically.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the kid's just like, I just want my little girlfriend. But that's okay. So they go back to Courtney Cox's house, and
he takes it. They have a conversation for a bit, but he ends up being like, I'm going to take this with me to collaborate your story at the music store. You hang out here. And he bounces.
Evil-Lyn and her crew, they
Now,
show up.
Why is Evil-Lyn there?
Because the four horsemen couldn't do shit.
Right. And so Skeletor's like, fuck you guys. I'm sending my homegirl.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get that shit, call me. And I'm going to show up. So
And she puts this thing around boyfriend's neck.
the collar. The collar of truth.
That's exactly what it was. And he gets all like, I'll tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so they find out where it is.
That's when they show up at his house, jack him up, and then leave him again. This guy's constantly being left somewhere. So
Always. Bless
at
his
this
heart.
point, Cox has told He-Man, I know where it is. Let's go to my boyfriend's. They head over there. But then they get there, and they're like, let's go to
The police station.
the music store and get this anal probe.
But I thought that
Because
the cop
the
had...
commish had it and went
He's
to
taking it to the music store.
to validate the story.
Boom.
And he had told the kid, the boyfriend, that that's what he was going to do. So the boyfriend's like, I don't know what's going on. Things are real fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The last thing I know is it's over here.
Take the anal probe wherever you're going to take it.
They all head over there. And that's when Evil-Lyn, a couple of the bad dudes, and a shitload of Darth Vaders show up. And so they're having a little back and forth, a little fight, a little battle. The commish is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's not into it. At first he's like, I'm fucking the commish. You need to listen to me.
But as soon as Evil-Lyn shows up, he's like,
fuck it, I'm
this is
done,
not
I'm
what
out.
I did
Yeah.
not sign up for this. So while that's going on, little Courtney Cox goes outside the back door and sees...
She sees her dead mother.
Right.
And she was like, oh my God, what is going on? And
Well,
We'll
I think
have to
that's,
just-
that's
yeah,
I think that's where we go into
we're
the
just going to play the clip
because
of it before
we
I
have
say
some stuff to
anything.
talk about here.
Before I say anything.
Oh, shit! That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Beep, boop, beep, boop. It's getting more urgent. Beep, beep. It's like fucking Roadrunner. Beep, beep. No. Would you go out there if you saw your dead mom?
Probably.
I mean,
Like, it'd be against, well, as a high schooler,
it can't
100%.
be a good thing. Well, you're right. Okay.
As at my age now, knowing what I know it's probably bullshit. But I mean, you always like the thought of losing my parents makes me like want to die.
Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very disturbing. The fact that you called it a shiny metal thing. Very suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I think we should talk about the awesome noises the anal probe made. I love this thing. Oh, man. So, yeah, young Snowy's going to go check out her dead mom.
Young Snowy 100% would.
How young are we talking? High school?
High school age Snowy.
Not college.
Maybe even college age Snowy.
Okay.
However, Snowy now, I'm still going to probably check it out. However,
That's two howevers deep.
however, I would ask her something that only like the for real Cindy would know.
Smart.
I feel like whenever you have these scenarios where someone can shapeshift or do whatever, they have a very rudimentary idea of what's going on in the person's
should-
life that they're...
Basically just be an image
Right.
situation. Very
Right.
little knowledge beyond that.
So, I
You
would
should
have
be
to
able
ask... To ask...
ascertain
Mhm.
whether or not this is legit.
Ascertain.
Well, thank
Is
you.
this mi madre?
I already know it's not mine. If she said ascertain. She could say it in Spanish, then I wouldn't know. It's tricky. Yeah, the doctor's not going to go see any dead moms at any time.
Really?
The fact that I see her in that way means bad to me.
Here's the thing. I'm going to disagree. That I think in the moment, you would do something different because at your core, you are very tender-hearted and you love your family and your friends so much.
This is bogus, you guys.
How dare you? And I think because
my soft little heart would just run out there and give her a hug too.
I think maybe. And because I know, like, when we've talked about, and we're not going to get into it because you don't need us to cry on the podcast, us talking about
that's my
us
number
weeping,
one goal.
about the thought. I mean, we're very lucky that we still both have, both of our parents.
Absolutely.
And I think if it's that little hint of maybe, that sweet little doctor.
Mommy?
just what I think. I don't know.
I can't say you're wrong. Now that you've presented your case. And that's going to take us to our next one, and we're calling this one Hold the Door.
Oh.
They have the standoff at the music shop. Ghost Mom turns out to be
fucking Evil-Lyn.
Evil-Lyn.
Shape-shifting hoe that
Dirty
she is.
Bastard. That's a low blow. There are certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. Now she's got that shit, and she gives the signal to Skeletor, and he joins the fight. But
because she says she gets Courtney Cox to bring her
the anal
probe.
probe. Right. She's like, I need this thing. She's like, absolutely, be right back. They're still fighting, so they have no time.
And she's like, no, I gotta do it. It's my mom.
Yeah. Brings it right out to her. She's like, sweet. Immediately turns into Evil-Lyn and is like, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Beep boop, beep boop boop. My favorite. Skeletor joins the fight, but he's not satisfied with the key. He wants He-Man. He needs it. I get it.
I think, yeah, you can relate.
Skeletor and I have a lot in common.
You guys should have coffee sometime.
He's helping me with my new diet.
Is it all protein diet?
He's just so slim. What is your secret? It's that big ass sword.
Okay.
Oh, geez. So that's where we are here.
We call him Bruno?
I thought I said Hodor.
Hold the door.
Oh,
God, still too
hurts.
soon.
Right?
She holds out like a baby. He-Man's good on that thing.
He is really good at balance. I could not hover craft. She's amazing. That's the song. That's the Imperial March. His facial expressions right now. Golden.
The ones you know he was upside down.
He's taken over the world with 15 people.
That's how you do it.
Those effects are tight. Aw, Hodor. That's still a touchy subject for me.
It's... And I cried multiple times at Game of Thrones. And I don't have
It was so good for so long. For it to fall apart at the end like that, it's just such a disservice.
Well, someone that's really into food and cooking and all that. You know they have that book, The End at the Crossroads, which is all based off of all the food in the books. And it's got actual recipes.
Here. We should think about that for a pairing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, go old school.
So I used to, a couple times I had Game of Thrones parties.
Sure.
And
we know you love to host.
I do love to host.
And you love a theme.
I can't help myself.
I don't dislike a theme.
I had like radishes on the table and like all kinds of loaves of bread.
Boar.
I had
Did you go out on a hunt?
But actually, I made sure I had like Sansa's favorite, like the lemon tarts, whatever that she liked.
Sansa for the first few years.
That bitch, right?
God damn her.
I had whatever the Hound his favorite food is. Like
Hound.
I made that. It was
Love
so actually
that pairing.
some of the recipes
Hound
that
and
I
Arya
used.
pairing. They had such brilliant pairings at times. But I feel like we're getting off track. Let's bring it back in.
No.
Our next live watch, we're calling this clip Skeletor's a Capulet. After a well-fought battle, He-Man, he decides to turn himself in, right? He would prefer to go with Skeletor and let his buddies live.
Right.
And the whole town, because pretty much Skeletor's like, I'm fucking everything up.
It's
And
like your friends are gonna die.
yeah. Things are bad. Yeah! Sword action! Not enough sword action in this one.
They're like, oh, we probably should fight back.
Yeah! Blade, you don't know shit.
He loves it. He's like, alright. Oh, primitive and tasteless, he says.
Fuck!
Burn.
I like his style.
I know, I love Skeletor.
Very Shakespearean.
Gross.
The technology
He's like, well said, hey man. Like, ugh. So
The technology on
virtuous.
handcuffs hasn't improved greatly.
Take care of it.
These are just square.
Look at Daddy Orc over there and his fucking, like, does he have a fur? Frank Langella made this fucking movie.
Skeletor?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100% made this movie.
Love
now,
it.
like, there
Love
were
it.
other, obviously,
I mean-
great elements.
I could just watch a movie with Skeletor and Orc Daddy. To be completely
I would be
honest.
delighted. Orc Daddy's the housewife, and it's kind of like, "Buh, I gotta do what Skeletor says."
It's like a version of The Odd Couple. We're writing that, producing it.
Frank Langella will call you.
Original cast. Hey, Dolph. I'm a big fan.
No, real quick, I want to talk about fucking fashion. Orc
Oh.
Daddy fashion.
Absolutely.
All right?
Please.
He has got, obviously we talked about his lustrous locks.
A game.
He has got on this fabulous little tiny, like, white fur. It's not even, it's a coat, I forget, like, it's almost like a cape, but it's like a short one, like it's a very, very short little cape, and it's like, it's just for his shoulders in case it gets chilly on an evening, like, walking
Very
around.
sensible dresser.
I mean, and then his S&M outfit underneath, and I loved every minute of it.
Yes. How could you not?
It's so good.
Orc Daddy had it going on.
He did.
No doubt about it. That's actually going to take us to our next one. Now, this one we're calling, How's That Peen, Though? Skeletor's super stoked that he's gotten He-Man.
Right.
He's taken him back to the castle.
Grayskull.
And Courtney Cox, she gets banged up on the leg.
Oh, yeah, her leg gets fucked up.
Well, how? I missed it.
I think one of the Darth Vaders or maybe a skeleton, I can't quite remember. Somebody, they get her. I mean, and it's like, it's pussy. It's nasty.
gross.
I mean, it is like a burn unit would be like, we're out. We can't,
It's time to
we're not
amputate.
qualified. Yeah.
Sorry. Tila's like, we got to get her back home because of this weird thing. I guess they are the only ones that can fix it. But they can't go because the fucking magic key's been all jacked up.
Yes.
Do you hear, sorceress?
Do you hear what I hear?
Overpowered.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit. He fucked that shit up
Yeah.
bad.
Sounds like him.
Brother.
It is my destiny.
Do you think his penis is weird?
Probably.
Right?
It's weird because he's got like the skeleton
Weird
face with like
Evil-Lyn
a
is
jacked
like-
body.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, fucking
Blades
Blade.
into it! He can't handle that fucking sword.
I think Daddy Orc is definitely gay. That hair, that fucking white fur, like sheath he's got, like
Put it in my sheath.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Or I
He
shall
might not be alone. Skeletor really wants He-Man to kneel to him.
do you think Skeletor has a big penis?
Nope. I think it's tiny and it's part of his problem.
Like, and you know Evil-Lyn a freak.
Evil-Lyn would fuck He-Man.
Oh, 100%.
And Skeletor. At the same
time. I think Skeletor's got a medium-sized penis.
Do you think it's thin, though? Skeletal?
I think... Ew. I think it's just average all the way around, and he's pissed off about it.
Do you think he has amorous intentions towards He-Man? He's
In
focused
this movie?
a lot of attention on He-Man.
In this
Now,
movie, maybe.
I guess if this is to follow the lore, he would be really into conquering him since he's the prince.
Right.
It would automatically mean he's the head honcho.
Yeah.
But in this film, it seemed a little more than that.
There's definitely, like... I've had good gaydar my whole life, except for myself for a while. I was like, no, I'm not at all. What do you mean?
I don't know that it's for sure. I just wouldn't be surprised.
It wouldn't.
It
If it, like color me shocked. No, that wouldn't be a thing.
And I'm fine with it. I would love for that to be part of the storyline.
So you would read that fan fiction?
Oh yeah. Not for their coupling, just for, the honesty of Skeletor's desire.
What he writes in his journal at night.
He puts hearts.
Dear God, it's me, Skeletor.
He is writing Skeletor Man. I don't know if he means last name. I'm assuming it's Man.
It's because his name's Adam, but it's...
Well, that wouldn't.
I don't
that
know.
wouldn't go well. Adam Man. I'm out. Oh man, so that's gonna take us actually to our last live watch, Snowy.
Sadness.
And we're calling this one Dazed and Confused. And do you recall what's going on here?
First of all, they're able to get, they get back to Eternia.
Now, let's talk a little bit about how that goes down, because it wasn't just the group this time.
It was like part of a wall and a car and some bushes.
Anything in the vicinity, a little
like
bit
like a high school drama scene.
Yes, or I was thinking Terminator with the sphere that brings everything with it.
Yeah.
Just quite a powerful weapon.
Indeed. Skeletor, he has the power.
Now, before we get there, the only way they were able to get back is because of the musician boyfriend. He remembered the tune to get them back home because little Tiny Tawny had just done some random shit.
And let's sidebar real quick. The reason we call him Tiny Tawny...
Oh, we didn't cover that. Yeah, let's talk about that.
...is because his hair at one point reminded us very much of Tawny Kitane's from the film Witchboard.
Yes.
Which we did during our spooktastic Halloween adventure.
Fabulous film.
I think Drea was the first one to say, Tiny Tawny!
Because of the red hair.
Yeah, and then,
that's right.
And then
we went with it.
Yeah.
And we likened myself to Tiny Tawny. He was kind of confused a lot. Off mission. Looking for barbecue.
Just looking for a snack and a place to hang.
And you were Man-at-Arms. You were no nonsense on mission. Hilarious comments.
Like unimpressed by things.
Yes.
Honestly, I have to say I loved being Man-at-Arms.
Yeah, a great
I also
character.
have him as a Funko Pop.
Get out.
Sure do.
A great character. So what happens basically, they have another fight. Lots of fighting in this one. Not thrilling, but lots of fighting. Finally, it comes down to He-Man versus Skeletor. He-Man unsheaths his magic sword, and he has some sort of cry that he does when he does that.
I have the power! Now, in the cartoons, it's by the power of Grayskull.
Right, which is the castle.
Right. But in this one, Dolph just said, I have the power.
The commish who accidentally got brought on with the whole group because of the weird sphere, he decides he's going to stay after they've won the day. He's going to hang out in, what's this place called?
Eternia. Yeah, like Skeletor turns into like one of the gods from fucking Gods of Egypt. Like he turns into like they had this big thing and
Oh
we don't,
yes,
like
that's right. He gets
this whole thing.
What
like
is
he
it that he absorbs? Because
he
he's been
gets
sucking dry.
I think I don't know if it's like the
Sorceress.
sorceress's power. He gets the power.
It was unclear.
And he all of a sudden is like,
Golden
gold
headdress.
is my color. All right, Liberace, we see you.
Yeah, he was like, black is so drab. I gotta spice it up. My man's here. He's gonna bow to me.
What do you think?
Shiny.
And they duke it out, and then He-Man gets his sword back, and there's
He gets the
a
power.
power play.
And he destroys Skeletor's mighty staff. And that's where he loses all his power.
No. Justice has been restored to Grayskull. The sorceress is back to like normal looking age.
Yes,
she doesn't look
yes.
old as fuck anymore. Like she's about to.
Now,
like,
I loved her
like she's
little
like crypt
headdress.
keeper. Yeah.
I thought that thing was cool. I'd wear that today.
It's my Monday look.
And that's when Kamish decides I'm gonna hang out here and
This is a good
hang out
thing.
with these
Fuck Earth.
hot ladies.
Yeah.
He's got a girlfriend already. Don't know how.
That
But
seems fast.
Courtney and boyfriend, they're gonna head back.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to chill there. And we find that Tiny Tawny, he loves a good ribbon.
Boy, does he. What a sassy little prince.
And I can't blame him. I love that look too. I know I can't pull it off, but boy, I wish.
Look at
Not
all
knowing-
his little ribbons in his hair.
Not knowing what the fuck's going on with my lazy fucking eye.
Do you see all his ribbons?
I want some ribbons. I gotta be high first.
He is. That little dude's high all the time. You are Tiny Tawny. He's like, I don't like it. I don't know.
Exactly. It was all a dream. Where's my anal probe?
Gotta find that.
Her nightgown is tight on the neck.
I used to have
hate
shut down in the
that.
80s. It was terrible.
I need neck. That's why I sleep
Yeah.
with no neck. How do I sleep?
I don't know.
Please go.
I was just gonna say I didn't like shit around my neck. That's why I cut all the necks out of my shirt. That's all I was gonna say.
No, completely agree. So tight and had like fluffy.
It's a very 80s. Like I had that
Was it?
that
'Cause
nightgown.
it felt like a 1920 or an 1820s.
No, I had a couple of those
nightgown.
nightgowns when I was a kid.
No.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I've always been like hot natured as shit, and they're
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like they're kind of scratchy, you know. But
So tight. I'm so uncomfortable thinking of it. Like you're gonna choke to death in your sleep.
oh no,
That's
the
why
leading
I
cause
sleep.
of death for children in the 80s.
That's why I sleep with no neck. It all makes sense.
So they send her. You know, again, they've won the day. They send her back, her and her boyfriend. And as she's leaving, she's yelling because they're like, "We can send you back to any point in time."
That's the cool thing about that anal
That-
probe.
Yeah, that anal probe. I swear.
I didn't know they were so cool.
So many functions.
Aliens knew. They've always known.
And she's screaming about, and obviously she's like, before my parents, you know. She wakes up in her bed in that terrible fucking nightgown. And what does she find?
Her parents. They
the-
brought her back before.
the day
and
of-
they're like, all right, we're going to get on that plane. And she's like, hell no.
No, you're not.
We won't go. She's like, let's go to the beach. I really, really want to. They're like, I don't know. And she's like, I
and she's
really
like, your
want to."
father is an excellent pilot.
That's right. That's right.
And then she steals the plane keys and some paperwork that I guess they needed.
And runs out to meet her boyfriend.
And then
in
Kevin
the street.
happens to be out there. Thank goodness.
She's like, hey, do you remember anything about last night? And he's like,
oh girl, I remember.
Mm-hmm, dee-doo-doo.
And the movie
That's it.
ends.
We get our ending credits. We should go into our live watch final thoughts.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's do that.
All right.
Loved this movie.
Yeah.
Had a fantastic time. I definitely had never seen it.
Oh my
I
god.
thought I had. And oh boy. Cannot wait for this recap.
I love this movie. Like, I've seen it a bazillion times, but I haven't seen it in like probably 5 or 6 years at least.
Nice. How did it feel?
Fantastic. Like the
A snug
first
fit.
time.
Like the very first time.
Yeah, I love this movie.
I think we're going to have a fun recap here. Hell yes, on so many points.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Tiny Tawny to the rescue.
Indeed. I think it's time for a little bit of real talk.
You're right.
You usually am.
That's the truth. I can bear witness.
Thank you so much. People hate on this movie all the time.
That's crazy. I had a great time with this movie. This was a great live watch. I'm so glad you suggested it. This was one of your picks.
Yes.
I was thinking about this earlier. I felt conflicted because I thought I had seen it and I was like, yeah, it's a good pick. But I think had I seen it as a youth, I don't know that I would have thrown it in. I loved it so much. Then I thought, but then we wouldn't have covered it and that would have been terrible.
You know, honestly, why I threw it in, not because I think it's a bad movie, it's because it did horribly at the box office.
To be honest, I think it's a perfect fit for us.
It's been critically panned over the years. All the
Is
He-Man...
this a cult classic? Does it have a following?
It definitely does, but I feel like people love to rag on this movie because it's not the He-Man of the cartoons.
See, I wasn't tainted as heavily by that, so I had no preconceived.
And me, I didn't give a shit how I got it. I just wanted shit from that universe.
Swords were big in the 80s because I remember the other big sword was Thundercats, right? Oh, thunder.
So good. I think Lino, was my first crush as a child.
My first cartoon crush as a child, and it made me feel real weird because I knew cartoons weren't real. I understood that, so that I didn't understand these feelings. Prince Eric, Little Mermaid.
Really? My first human crush was David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Oh, okay. What was my first human crush? I think I had
I don't know if that was before or after I found the
dream about
Playboys of my uncles.
Dennis Quaid.
So handsome. Such a handsome dude.
So let's give a little rating, huh? You want to go first?
Oh, gosh. Okay. For Masters of the Universe, I'm going to give this 4 stars.
4. Nice. 3.5.
Okay.
Now, for me, it was a 3, but that 0.5, can you guess?
It was Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, I was going to say Tiny Tawny.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. It was
Tiny
fucking, that He-Man. So what's our average?
So that's 3.75.
3 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Had a lot of fun with this one.
I love it so much.
Absolutely would rewatch it. And so glad we did it. Okay, so that's going to take us to... the sombrero! And I believe I picked last time, Snow, so you, my friend, are the picker. You're
Right,
giving it a good shake. What do we have?
This is going to be Hercules in New York.
Oh, a little bit of a match, huh? 2 big dudes?
Yeah.
Hercules in New York. No, I don't know this one. But
No,
I think I picked it.
Yeah, you did. This was you. This was you, girl.
This one has another big guy, Arnold. And I believe it's his first film.
That's fun.
Yeah. Never
This
seen
is
it.
before Conan, then.
I think so.
Okay. So to replace Hercules in New York, I'm going to throw in the movie Megalodon.
Megalodon.
Yes, because...
Now, was that recent?
I'm pretty sure it's like 2010s.
Okay. I'm thinking the Meg.
The Meg, which we
Should
saw
go in there.
We saw in the theater together, didn't we?
That's gonna
I
go in our Shark
love the Meg so hard.
Yeah. That's
It was
a fun one.
Oh God, it was everything. So
But
yeah,
similar.
I've not seen Megalodon.
Me neither.
So
Ooh.
I love,
That'll
gotta
be
have a
exciting
shark
if
movie
it
all the
happens.
time.
I think so.
When we talked about doing this podcast, we're like, do we want to just do
You're
shark movies?
Right. We love them so much.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll
I'm like,
only
we'll
talk
that's
about
fine.
sharks.
Like, we got enough. We've got enough
I
of
still
a.
think we could probably pull
We
that off.
probably could.
But I like what we evolved into.
I as well. So Hercules in New York will be our 10th one. It's very exciting.
Wow, that's kind of neat. A little milestone.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, real fun times, you guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? It has been an amazing episode.
Indeed it has.
I had a great time. Oh man. So, hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by. And
We love you so much.
would love to hear from you guys. Where can they talk to us?
They can talk to us at Real Fun Times Podcast.
She is laying it down sassy, you guys. You cannot see it, but you wish you could.
Sorry, I'll dial it back.
No, please continue.
Real Fun Times Podcast at gmail.com.
Absolutely. Please go to the social medias. We'd love for you to share us, to like us,
Rate us 5
rate,
stars.
reviews. We want to hear what you think.
What are movies that you're like, you guys have got to do this movie?
We don't know all the movies, you guys. It
We-
sounds like we do,
It seems like we do, but we don't.
but we need your help.
Yeah.
Let's hear your thoughts, your feelings. What did you guys think about this movie? Do you like his mighty sword as much as I did? Probably not.
Do you have the dirty thoughts about Tila that I do?
Probably. Oh man, thank you so much, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
To that, I say, good journey.
Good journey, Snow. Thank you for listening to Real Fun Times, your favorite movie podcast.
Make sure to follow us online on Facebook at Real Fun Times Podcast, where you can also review us, or follow us online on Instagram at Real Fun Times, ReelFunTimes. The thoughts and opinions expressed herein are solely those of the individual hosts, nobody else's. No one's.
Real Fun Times is not affiliated with or connected to any of the motion pictures, music, or other clips played within this podcast. All movie clips and music included in this podcast are the intellectual property of the respective copyright holders. They are included here for review purposes and absolutely no infringement is intended. He's so
He kind of has that Tawny Katane hair a little bit.
A little bit. Tiny Tawny. I can't believe that's not the guy we're thinking it is.
Promise you it's not.
Here's something. I hate those jeans. They're horrid.
Yeah? You don't like him?
Maybe the worst jeans I've seen in all the movies we've seen today.
Wow.